So so this has been an interesting story that's been trending. So let me just give you a background to everything. So what you have is a Breakfast Club, massive, huge, one of the most popular podcast, TV shows, radio shows out there. And you have these three hosts, of course, DJ Envy, Charlemagne, that many people knows, and Jess Hilarious, the woman on the left. So Jess Hilarious now, she is about to have a baby. So she goes on maternity leave. So while she goes on maternity leave, she recommends someone to fill her spot, who is Loren, the woman on the left. So she fills in her spot, and the people, and this is the key thing here, the people in the comments, the audience say, man, she is doing a better journalistic job than Jess. So Jess now comes back, and there has now been a role now being created for Loren that wasn't there in the first place. So Jess now goes onto Instagram and say, oh, so I go into maternity leave, and you've just sort of changed the dynamics of everything while I've left. That is a disrespect to me being literally the official third host. And why was this new space created? And then they go and then have a back and forth as to everything. So that's just the general theme here. And I think the reason why I want to do this video is because even if you don't know this in detail, this is like a general life thing. So I run a company. And okay, I run a company that's like a YouTube company. That is an entertainment show company, because that's very key. And for an entertainment show, now what they say in business is customer is king, but specifically in this field of a TV show, it's all about your audience. It's about your audience and satisfying your audience. So if I have an employee that leaves, that goes on break, and their replacement comes in, and my audience says this replacement is doing a better job than the employee that is on leave, I would be stupid. I would be extremely stupid to ignore that and be like, yeah, replacement, I know you're doing a great job. I know the audience is saying you're doing a great job, but you know what? We're just going to go back to how it was before. Because Loren, people in the comments are like, bro, she really knows her stuff and she's doing a better journalistic job here. Because the key thing here is that Jess isn't Loren, Loren isn't Jess. So what Jess brings is she's famous. She's a professional comedian. So she has a personality that Loren doesn't have. But Loren used to work at TMZ. So she has and understands how to research a story, research it in detail, and be able to report it in a concise way. That's a skill that Jess doesn't need, because if I'm a comedian, why do I need to have journalistic skills? My skill is a comedian. Why the hell does Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, or Bill Burr have to have journalistic skills? Where no, I'm famous and I put food on the table based on me being a comedian. That is what I specialize in. So the issue you now have here is because the previous host, Angela Yee, that is what she did. She was pretty much the news reporter. DJ Envy and Charlemagne, these guys, so obviously these guys, they're just like DJ Envy, he's like the main guy that's doing the music, interviewing guys, and Charlemagne is like the co-host, interviewer guy. So the person that's really doing the reporting, the news reporting, was Angela Yee. So that was what Loren was able to bring. So my thing here is this is unavoidable. It's unavoidable. Because if your replacement does a better job than you, what do you do about it? So do you not say, man, replacement, you shouldn't have a comeback? And you can't be angry at a company trying to create a spot for your replacement, saying, whoa, hang on. We didn't know they were going to be this good. Now, you could say that's okay, then you should have hired her in the first place. That's just not realistic. The audience always dictates what you should be doing. So, me running the football hot right now, I always go into the comments after in any video. And when guys say, man, bro, this thing doesn't work, Perfect example, the Hangouts. So people used to say that, man, I can hardly hear what everyone says. Everyone just keeps on talking at the same time. Yeah, I know it's fun, but everyone just keeps talking at the same time. So I took that and be like, yo guys, we can't keep talking at the same time. Sometimes it's fun just to generate energy and the manic nature of the Hangouts, but the audience has told me that we need to hear what people are saying. So I just say, guys, shush. He is speaking right now. Let him speak so kids can hear. That is the audience dictating what the show should be like because I am at the behest of the audience. So if the audience is saying, yo, Loren is doing a really good job, well, she is researching this news and relaying it better than Jess. So if I'm running the Breakfast Club, I'm like, we can't just ditch her and now put her back as being a producer. We've got to create a new role for her. We have to because the key thing here is, when you now lost Angela, you were like, okay, how do you do? The audience is telling you the direction you should be going because they're the reason why you're famous. Without the audience, so I'm trying to sponsor you. The only reason I'm going to sponsor you is because you have X amount of listeners and X amount of core audience. So the audience are literally putting food on the table for you because those numbers and those listeners and those hits on YouTube is the reason why the sponsors are going to pay you so much money. So if you're running Breakfast Club, you're like, the audience likes Loren, we keep her. And we try to figure out how we can have Jess and Loren. What we're not going to do is just say, Loren, go back to what you. No, Loren, the audience likes you. Boom. So the audience likes something and you ignore them liking something and you just carry on how it was. No. No, that's not how it works. And I think Jess, it's because I get her frustration because if I was in her shoes, of course I'd feel away of like, oh wow, look at how because DJ Envy was saying, oh no, forget what people are saying in the comments. They didn't even know. You have a huge, massive YouTube channel. You run a radio show. You have to care about what people say in the comments. Now, not in a sense of people being stupid. Yeah, ignore the guys who are racist or just want to be confrontational. But people who are saying, nah, this doesn't work. Oh, this works. Oh, I like this. Oh, this is really good. That's feedback. And that feedback is very key because when you're running anything, you want to always improve. You want to continually improve. So that's the situation you're in. So, but this is clearly a case of where if let's say you're at work and the replacement does your job better than you, you're screwed. You're screwed because nobody owes you anything. Nobody says, oh, well, just think about it. So someone does your job better than you're doing it. And then when you come back, they give you that same job. They'll be like, wait, hang on. This person is doing this job better. So I know what we gave you and everything, but we can't just ditch this said person. We simply can't because this is all about performance. And in the industry we're in, we feed off feedback and what the audience wants, what they like and what they don't like. So, but yeah, like it was also unfortunate looking at both of them because as I was watching the video, I'm like, none of them are wrong. Jess is right to feel away in the terms of people in the comments saying, yeah, look, your replacement is doing better than you. I'd feel away. And I'm sure Loren should feel away in the sense of, what was I supposed to do? Do a bad job? I filled in that position while you were on maternity leave. Of course, I'm going to do a great job. I did a great job. People said I was doing a great job. So I literally did nothing wrong. That's the thing. I literally did nothing wrong. So how could this have been handled? I just don't know. I think this is a case of where just deal with the heat, deal with the beef, and just carry on because I don't know how else you could have. Like maybe it's better communication. Maybe what they should have done is have a sit down and be like, look, Loren has to come on here because the audience love her. Jess, we are going to create her a specific section. Okay, we don't call it something different, but she is now going to be on board. So once you just have that meeting saying, oh, because you done a great job, then boom. But because that was not communicated, they didn't really have a meeting and it was just festering. That's what it was. But yeah, don't let your replacements do a better job than you. Don't let that happen.